everybody, welcome to my vlog. Today I have my daughter Angelique, my big mini me, and also we brought Angel. Angel's here, so it's a ladies' family affair. So today we're going to talk about raising kids in this time and age. It's totally different, and I had a lot of comments asking questions about how did I raise Angelique, and what did I do in certain situations. So today is going to be a Q&A. So I'm going to discuss how I was raised, how I raised Angelique, and then Angelique is going to give her advice on how to raise kids today, because Angelique just finished school. She just got her master's in social work, and she has her bachelor's in psychology, right? Mm-hmm. So I have her here with me so she can help me get an understanding of kids today, since she studied on it. And because, you know, I'm old school, I would tear that bottom up, or give you the mama pinch, which, you know, all those things might be considered abusive, but hey, it worked. Look what the results came out to be. So anyway, now, Angelique, one of the viewers wrote to me, and she was saying that she has an 11-year-old, and that she's like having like tantrums. She's yelling out, slamming doors, cursing, going off, saying she hates her mom, knowing she doesn't. But, you know, she just being disobedient. Now, she asked me, what did I do when you did that, or if you did that, or how did I handle that situation? Well, first of all, Angelique didn't get that far. Because I got that respect from her from day one. Like, by time, literally day one, when she was walking. There's a saying, you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. And girl, I refuse to be on somebody's TV show talking about my child is whooping my butt, or slapping me, or cursing me out. The devil is a lie.
Buried somewhere.
So, like, I'm going to tell you about the first time that Angelique had a temper tantrum. She was actually about 2. I don't know. She was around 2 years old, and we were in Target, and so she wanted to go. She wanted to go to the I guess where the toy section, right? And I was, you know, in there shopping, trying to get her some clothes. So Miss Thing is gonna be like, I want to go. I don't want to go. And then she falls out in the middle of the floor on the ground, and kicking and hollering and screaming and screaming. And I was like, oh, no, she didn't. So I was like, okay, this heifer is not going to embarrass me. So what I did, I went and hid under the clothes rack. And she was doing all that temper tantrum, and that people were just walking by. They just were walking by. And I was like, hiding, like making sure nobody's snatching her up. And
still trying to be a good parent at the same time.
And so then
my baby
she, right. So then she got up and she looked around, and she like, mommy. And then I came out from the clothes, and I said, look, you're not gonna embarrass me. See, this mommy don't play that. So I don't know, you know, like I said, I hid, and then when I came back out to grab her, she was like scared. She was like, she didn't know where her mommy went. But now, I mean, she hadn't did anything since then, I don't think. except for maybe when we was at church, she would kind of act up, and I would just escort her out to the bathroom and tap those little legs.
It had to be more than tapping legs, because everybody at the church still remembers. That's more than you can tap legs in church. That's more than
No. Because see, when you're in church and you tap legs or pinch or something, then you're gonna get louder and extra
but you
loud.
definitely did more than just.
Well, whatever I did, you was good. Because when we came back into the church, you sat down and you was good to go until the end of service.
She beat me in the bathroom.
No, I did not beat her. She don't even remember. She just remembers because other people has told her. But anyway,
amnesia. That's how bad it was.
But okay, today it's a different day. So, Angelique, if a child does a temper tantrum, what would you do, or what would you suggest? What answer would you give someone who needs help in that area? Because, see, I'm old school, and I'm going to tap that butt, and I got my butt tapped. It was like, she was no nonsense. She gave you a look, and that was it.
It's difficult for me because I learned how to do one thing in school, but then from how I was raised at home, you naturally inherit those habits or techniques, and maybe you're like a little lighter or a little less strict, but it's still some form of however you were raised. Because I would probably want to snatch my kid up too. But what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to really ignore behaviors you don't want, ignore the tantrums, and praise things that they do well or things that they do good. Like if they're listening or if they pick up their toys, you praise them. You say, good job, or something to make them feel good, but you ignore them screaming and yelling and screaming and hollering. Like you ignore those behaviors because you don't want them to happen. Now, they do that because they want to receive a certain reaction out of you. They want you to react to those behaviors. They want you. It's considered like attention-seeking behaviors. Like that's the way they get attention, or that's the way they get a reaction that makes them feel good. Whether
it's negative or positive.
Exactly. So, you want to ignore them. You want to not react to those behaviors, and they're going to be like, okay, well, this isn't working. I'm not getting their attention. They're not reacting to this. They're not even flinching if I scream and yell. So those are things that you're technically supposed to do. And things like timeouts. You're supposed to put them on timeout if they're being...
Okay, now.
I know that you don't like the timeout. Okay, you're supposed to do the timeout. I don't think I would do that either. But for some people, timeout helps. And especially if they're just sitting there looking at the wall. But you have to make sure that they're isolated from everything. Like a timeout where they can't do nothing. Because some kids will get creative and start drawing on walls or find something to fiddle with.
And you did that?
Yeah. So timeout
at school. For me. You did that at school because they put you on timeout at school. And the teacher said you had a whole artwork done on the wall. I was like, ooh. So do I have to pay for this? But
they're not supposed to be entertaining them on time. They just sit somewhere, and people say in the corner, really in the middle of the floor. I know when I babysit a little boy, and they put him on timeout, but he has a chair where he literally sits in the middle of the floor and just sits and does nothing. He's not mobile. He can't reach for a toy. He can't twiddle with anything on a chair. He's just literally sitting there, and it's killing him because he's a boy. He wants to start grabbing and playing with toys and stuff. So that works for him. Occasionally they'll kind of flick him or pop him a little bit, depending on what the circumstances are. But just don't beat your kid like my mom did.
You know what?
that's the only thing.
She got a master's degree. That's all I got to say. It worked.
All right.
Okay.
They cost child services on people like that today.
Well, hey, if they... Okay. That was another situation. Because remember, you had some friends who were in the foster care system?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And, you know, I always I try to keep you busy because I think that's another thing. If you keep the kid busy and occupied, they don't have time. They'll be too tired to be, trying to act out. And I know personally myself, I was like, you know what? I'll call child services for you, and you can go with them, and you won't have your own room. You won't have your own little cell phone. You won't have your own TV. You won't be going to dance classes. You will be dealing with a whole bunch of other kids, and then they're gonna probably be picking on you because they're gonna be jealous. So you could choose the foster home, or you could live under my rules and deal with me. So, and she had some friends who was in foster care, and she saw how the situation wasn't all cool. So, I think that kind of
it's like a if and then.
That was like a scared straight.
Like, if you do this, then that's gonna happen.
Right.
Which is good. Which we've learned that too.
Yeah, you have to tell them the consequences of what's gonna happen because. Hey, I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to take care of you, provide for you, love you, and I'm going to get negative reaction. I'll get negative feedback from you, or you're not going to show me that you don't appreciate, me taking care of you and loving you. So if you think somebody else can take care of you and love you better than I can, more power to you, sister.
Yeah, people do have to learn how to communicate with their kids, because if there's no communication, then you're going to have negative effects like that. Or they're going to feel like they have to communicate with you in a way that you're not going to like, which are negative behaviors, being disruptive or disobedient or something like that. A lot of kids are in therapy now, which a lot of kids, feel more open to talk to somebody else. Right. That does help because it allows somebody else to figure out what's going on, and they can communicate with the parent and let the parent know, well, the reason why your child's acting like this because A, B, and C is going on in the house. So if you guys will connect or come to an agreement or make some sort of changes in the structure of the home, then the behavior will change because this is the reason why your child's acting like that. So I think those are helpful too nowadays because a lot of kids feel like they can't talk to their parents.
Right.
Or they feel like their parents won't listen. Or their parents is too occupied, too busy with other things and won't take out the time to talk to them. So instead, they'll just lash out because of all that built-up anger that they have towards the parents. So I do think that's helpful as well. So a lot of schools nowadays are offering even free therapy or counseling or something. So I would, recommend doing that as well if you find that it's hard to communicate to your to communicate to your child yourself. Then you can have somebody else come in and maybe help the situation.
And I think that also, I always had Angelique busy. She between doing chores because nowadays I don't really see too many kids.
Nobody has chores nowadays.
Doing chores. And when I was growing up, I had to clean the whole house. I had to vacuum, wash the dishes, clean the refrigerator out, mop, sweep, wash walls, clean my bed, clean my bathroom. Girl, yeah, my mom be like, those your little fingerprints on that wall on the door, you better get some Ajax and wash them off. So, and
I have washed nobody's walls.
So, I had to dust, and I used to use Old English, and it'd be all oily and stuff. So, but you did have chores. I had
chores, definitely not like that.
No,
that is a book full of chores. I am so blessed and grateful that I only had to do the dishes.
The kitchen, the whole kitchen was yours.
The kitchen.
Your bedroom,
the bedroom,
and your bathroom.
When my cousin was living with us, he did the trash. So I did the kitchen, my bedroom, and make sure my bath was straightened up. Which is what I have to do currently is to keep the kitchen because really I'm the only one that cooks anyway. So keep the kitchen together, keep my room clean and keep my bathroom clean because I'm pretty much the only one that uses it anyway. So my areas of the home, of the house.
But you know how to clean because you have dust, mopping,
like wipe down tables or dust the mirror unit and stuff like that. So all that it wasn't like every single day.
Oh,
like,
no. That was
like
once a week or once a month or something like that.
So that was manageable.
But I do believe kids should do their homework, have chores around the house, responsibility around the house, and be active in some kind of activity. Angelique loved dance, so I had her in all these dance classes and programs to keep her focused, and to me the music helped her even with her learning her schoolwork, because even when she would do her schoolwork I would play like jazz music real faint in the background, yeah, so she could stay focused, and she stayed on the honor roll.
I still use it.
You still use it? Okay. So and the parents, I think we need to really learn our kids. Stay involved. I know it's hard because we have to work, 8 to 5 or whatever, and when by the time when you come home, because at one point when I was, single, when Angelique was young, I couldn't really focus on teaching her, and it was all about paying the rent, putting food, and getting her prepared for school the next day, and me prepared for work. But on the weekends, we used to do a lot of activities. We was always involved in church, and we would have Mother-Daughter Day.
Yeah, please bond with your kids.
Yeah, you have to bond with your kids. You have to bond with your kids and see what they're interested in, and just kind of do those things with them. But also, I had another question.
Wait, real quick. Going back to the outside activities. A lot of kids need to be in outdoor activities or after school programs or anything. Not staying in the house, playing video games. That is not helpful at all. Like, they can do it I feel like kids should be able to do that sometimes, but all the time, no.
It should be limited, like maybe an hour.
Yeah, there should be
on Friday or something.
There should be a limitation or a specific time frame or something.
Or maybe an hour on Wednesday, an hour on Friday.
Or like Saturday, they sometime on a time block on a Saturday or something. I don't know, but kids should be in more outdoor activities and after school programs and outside activities. I know some schools may not offer
karate,
activity,
ballet, piano, and
there's
instruments.
If you research it, there's some activities that kids can get involved in that aren't pricey or that are free, or something like that. Maybe community parks offer programs. Like there's a bunch of programs out there where you don't have to feel like you have to spend $100.
Right.
Or
people can't afford it.
Exactly.
I couldn't. You had a lot of. You did a summer camp that was like $35, and you was gone for a whole week.
And they're cheap programs.
And you loved it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
You really loved it. And so it's just the parents have to do a little research, because the seeds that you sow into your kids, that's the harvest you're gonna get later on. Probably write a book. we can write a book on discipline. But if you have any other questions or have any other analogies or situations that has taken place and you need answers, put them in the comments below when you see this video, and Angelique and I will try to get back to you and answer those questions.